to Monday Night Football at Suncorp Stadium between the Dolphins and the Cowboys. I'm here in the commentary box. It's AMAC, and with me tonight is your commentator, Will Kay. How's things tonight, Will?
Things are lovely tonight, AMAC. I'm very, very happy to be here tonight. It's going to be a stellar game between these two teams, both in that top 8, in the top 5 specifically. Whoever wins this has the potential to either, in the Cowboys' sense, retain the top dog spot, or if you're the Dolphins, you could actually see them jettison all the way to the top of the ladder. So, it's a tight competition up the top here, and these two teams are fighting off for a minor premiership. It's going to be a cracker of a match.
Yep, and when you have a massive match between two top of the form teams, you know there's going to be fireworks tonight, particularly when these two teams, they have remained almost changeless all season. That's how good their form has been. So Dolphins, first kick. Cowboys, first sniff of the ball.
Yeah, and we look at the form of some of these teams. The Cowboys and the Dolphins both coming off a loss last week. So the Sharks toppling the Cowboys, and of course the Warriors toppling the Dolphins. They'll both be fighting to find some form right before finals. They need another win because, some of these teams don't have the easiest of draws next week. The Dolphins still have to play the Sharks. The Cowboys still have to play the Knights. So two tough run homes for these teams. They need a win desperately here.
Yep, and both of these teams are hoping that the Storm can be held off by the likes of the Raiders next week. And of course, who are you playing this week, Will?
We are playing the Titans this week.
So the Storm, no disrespect to those other two teams, but the Storm with a relatively easy run home. A couple of trap games possibly, but these two teams... Oh no!
Nope, it's gone dead first.
Nope. Oof.
Calm.
Snicker bro out there.
Calm.
Oh, we saw one of those last week and we damn near had a heart attack, so we're going to have another one of those tonight as Chapman starts working his way up the field. Here we go, Seymour making up for that little heartbreak there, over the 40, coming out second playing the ball. So looking at our two teams tonight, Will, who do you think the standout player needs to be to get their team across the line?
Well, I think for the Dolphins, it's got to be Tyler Almatangi. Last week, he was very, very strong against the Warriors in a losing side. He was the only person from their team that scored any points. Likewise, Chris Lord, he's up the top of the SimVP ladder at the end of round 8. He needs to step up tonight. He's had a couple of lackluster performances the last couple of weeks, so he really needs to step up. For the Cowboys, it's probably going to be the man at the back, Chaz Dingo, really taking the reins and making something of this team. He almost staged a late comeback last week against the Sharks with a try assist and a try. So I think it's going to be the two fullbacks and probably Chris Lord, the standouts tonight.
And what a lot of people forget is that this is just a Monkey's rookie season as a captain, I do believe, Will. So to take the Cowboys this far into the finals and be fighting for a minor premiership, that just shows how good he's been in helping to shape this team. As Raymond, that was a shank of a kick there.
Yeah, not the kick they needed there. They'll be pretty disappointed with himself. Levi Raymond, he's a bit of a perfectionist, so putting it straight over the sideline off the side of the boot there, and giving the Dolphins an early opportunity, he's not going to be happy with himself.
No, and there's Snicko, though, licking his lips and thinking that they'll get in over within the first 10 minutes as Ole takes the first hit up. Almatangi already making a hit, stepping one and working up to the 15-metre mark. Wells out to Snow, back on the inside for Igor Maikazi, who has been an absolutely phenomenal second rower all season. And I imagine a couple of Muzbetters will be barracking for him tonight. Stace to pace, turned over onto his back. Just short, playing it out for his fourth.
Ooh.
Snow. Crash play onto his back. Nothing happening there. Setting it up. Don't know why they need to.
Yeah, the Snow didn't even look like he got the ball down there. Going to go to the 10 here for a fifth and last play. Let's see what the Dolphins can do with an early opportunity.
Low play the ball. Lord kicks it up. And Deuce, safe hands, grabs it, almost makes it off up the sideline, but some scramble defense holds him within his 20. So far, it's been exactly what we were expecting, Will. What needs to happen to break out of this deadlock?
Yeah, I just wanted a bit more from the kick there from the Dolphins. Obviously, Hugh Snow out from the play on the last. It's O'Shea Ole's opportunity to get really involved, and I think they needed to put it along the ground there in an early stage in the game. They wouldn't expect it as much. Putting it up high like that to the wing of Lucas Deuce is not much use. Pardon all the rhyming, but there's not much use putting it to Deuce because he just jumps up above the pack. He's a tall centre and he's very good on the high ball. You need to put it around the middles, and that's where the defensive lapses of the Cowboys usually are when they concede points.
And Almatangi's already breaking through, and he's over the line. He's over the 30. But Dingo, you can't get around Dingo. But the Dolphins, prime position here, playing it here on the 30. Ole out to Snow. Can't quite get through, but some good post-contact meters, playing it for the 3rd. Igor Maikazi back out to space to pace, trying to break through the center, but there is no chance there with that strong Cowboys defense. Wells, Igor Maikazi again, quick hit up, playing it on the 10th, and the Dolphins in 2 sets have had 2 attacking chances, but Snow, brain fade, just hits the rim up instead. That's a bit odd.
Yeah, that was a weird play there from Hugh Snow. It looked like he was going to kick it along the ground, but he had no chasers with him. They were all in front. Rather than kick it through and try and run through the line, he was trying to get them onside before the kick, and it just didn't work out well there for Hugh Snow. And the Dolphins, they just need to be a bit more organised on their 5th and last players because they haven't really known what they were going to do yet. And there's a big intercept from Lachlan Cox. They're going to get into the pump again here, the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Dolphins are absolutely prime attacking form so far tonight. There's Browborough right now, pushing it up to the 20. The Cowboys appear to be just a little bit shell-shocked.
Yes, here's O'Shea Ole.
As Ole. Oh, playing it there, 3rd. Quick ball out to Lord. Out to Snow. Snow pushed back. Good read there from the Cowboys, playing it there for his 4th, 5 meters out. Back across to Ole. Dummy, and he's over. Oh, that was a filthy dummy from Ole there.
Well, Sonny Tyre, he's not even in the stadium, and I've just heard the yell that he's done. He loves a good dummy, and O'Shea Ole does as well. That was filthy there. Just dummies it out to the right, goes to the right of the post. Chaz Dingo's not sure what to do and gets over the line. We thought he was going to get over a moment ago. He gets over now, and it really is just speaking to his form this season. He's taken his game to a whole new level at the Dolphins.
Yeah, I have to agree there, Will. In seasons past, Ole's always been defined by his boot, but since coming to the Dolphins and under the leadership of Snicko, he has absolutely taken his running game to a whole new level. And we saw it just there. Dolphins 6 points up over the North Queensland Cowboys with 12 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I just want to talk about this halves pairing for a moment. Hugh Snow, one of the better 5'8" in the competition. His kicking game, very good. For the Warriors at the time he spent there. He's been very good at the Cowboys previously and, of course, at the Dolphins this season. He is just the perfect partner for O'Shea Ole. Like we talk about his running game, he just gives me that Jerome Hughes kind of feeling. He's not as much a game manager as he is that person that you give the ball to in a hard position, and he will just run as well. This man, Snicko Palbroa, going for a run off the Lord offload, and the Dolphins, they're just rolling down the field.
Yeah, and if we go back to our halves pairings, we got them up against Raymond and Iron. Raymond, a journeyman, been around since forever, as well as Iron. As the pace makes it through. Oh my goodness. When have you ever seen a forward throw a ball like that, Will? Never.
Well, Stace to pace with a try assist for the ages. Look at that. Big run through the middle. There's a gap. Gives it off to his second rower in Lachlan Cox, was very good at the start of the season. He's simmered out as teams have gotten used to how to handle him. But a good try there at home to put the Dolphins back to back. That is a fantastic try from Lachlan Cox. And a great run from Stace to pace. The forwards of the Dolphins getting involved early on here.
As Wells slots that over nicely. That's 12 points in the matter of 2 minutes. If the Cowboys don't do something quick, this looks to be a bit of a whitewash here.
Yeah, not good early signs here for the Cowboys. But we've seen this a couple times through the season. The Cowboys, they get down to a 12, 18-point deficit, and then they just come back and win the game. Namely, when they played Manly, they were down by quite a bit from memory before just pulling away at the end. So, yeah, there's really not much really say about it. They may be down 12 points at the moment, but that could just flip on its head at any given moment with this team.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Will. We here at the Broncos had the exact same. We were beating them by 1 point with 7 minutes to go, and then Dingo did what Dingo does and destroyed us in the last 5 minutes. So you got to be an 80-minute team to beat the Cowboys, and so far the Dolphins are proving that they might have it in them, as Makazi makes it over his 40, not making as many meters as they did the last 2 sets, and a forward pass. So here we go, Cowboys. This is your first real chance of the night.
Yeah, not a good bit of reception there from Kieran Wells, just threw the forward ball. And it's really put his team in a hard position. They were on a roll. They got 2 back-to-back tries. They really need a good kick there and pin the Cowboys down in their corner to hurt their confidence a bit. But now they're going to have a great attacking opportunity.
Yeah, playing at 15 meters up with 2 tackles up their sleeves. Raymond out to Ford. Pushing forward. Ford's about to go off the field, hoping he's got a bit more impact before that happens. Jamison back on the inside to Monkey. Can't go anywhere. 5th tackle. Where do we kick? Who do we kick to? And we kick into the backside of our own player. Not what the Cowboys needed.
Yeah, I'm not even going to put that one down to Mark Irons' mistake there. Jake Scott was in the complete wrong position. He stood directly in Mark Irons' line. And just stay there. He didn't attempt to get down. He didn't attempt to get out of the way. So, Mark Iron, I mean, you can't do much about that. You really just need your forwards to get out of the way when you're close to the line. There's no need for a blocker play like that. He's not going to be taken out that close to the line. So, they really just need to be a bit more clever than that, the Cowboys.
Exactly. As Makazi already into Cowboys territory, playing it there for the 3rd. Weird ball back to DePace. But he makes not too bad of a run of it. Over his 40. 2 balls left of the set. Snow out to Omatagi. Back on the inside to Ole, but the Cowboys have turned up in defense. And the Dolphins, they're going to have to do a punt instead of the little cheeky attacking kick that they were hoping for. Lord, all the way over to the wing of Kelly. But Kelly, he can't get anywhere, which is really strange for the young man who's been able to break line after line all season.
Yeah, he's been really good this season, Kobe Kelly. Bit of a step down from his time at Melbourne, but still a solid winger. I do find it interesting because Kobe Kelly, infamously a left winger, prefers his number 2 jersey, and they've put him on the right for this season. He hasn't made as much of an impact, and they haven't chosen to change that throughout the season. Haven't even given him a shot at the left, so it's a bit of a strange choice. Maybe they think he partners Lucas Deuce best, but I'd really like to see him out on the left to really get some involvement. He just always seems to play better there,
especially when your other winger on the other side is Caleb J. As Wamatangi steps around 1, almost gets up to the 30. Seymour back on the inside to Lord. Lord had a massive impact so far in this game. Earlier, you saw his offload to Snicko back on the inside, leading to massive points up the field. But he's been kicking more than the other halves have. Omatangi almost ducks back on the inside and gooses Dingo, but to be Hustler. Hustler. Almost playing it there for his 4th. But it doesn't matter. Segarini, he's in.
Well, that is quite something there from the Dolphins. It was Craig Hustler just taking it out from dummy half, going for a run with it before being brought down just about a metre short by Jordan Marshall. The good pass from Kieran Wells. The reception's a lot better that time. Cut out ball. Sinclair Monkey miss it. Segarini over the line, and he is very happy with himself. The Dolphins will probably be 18 points up if Kieran Wells slots this, and you think he would.
And Segarini, first touch of the ball of the night. He's only just come on the field, and I reckon he's just run up, run into the line, grab the ball, and over he's gone. So 18-0 the score's about to be, with 22 minutes. The Dolphins chasing the clock.
Yeah, they sure are. I just want to take a moment to talk about Craig Hustler. What a centre he has been this year. He does that a lot. You know, on the line break, fullback out of position, mark is not square. He knows when his time is to take it out of dummy half and just run with it. There's a reason he's a fan favourite here at Suncorp Stadium, and it is largely due to that fact. He will make the big meters, whether it results in a try or just a lot of meters gained. He does not care. He's not afraid to get involved in the play as a centre.
It's almost, I'm calling it now, Will. This has almost been the season of the centres. The centres have been standing up as Shack Attack, another fan favourite, a Snicko favourite of the Dolphins there, breaks his way through, playing it there just short of the 40. Tegarini, another massive bump off. The Dolphins are not here to play, or at least not play kindly anyway, as Cox works his way over his 50. And the Dolphins are going to have a massive set here after points, he says, possibly cursing the whole thing.
Yes, I mean, they haven't been able to make too many meters here, but, you know, they're still in the opposition's half. They need to take a breath, because if they don't take a breath and just keep on gunning for more and more points, eventually they're going to start not making points and just getting very fatigued very quickly. So they need to settle for a little bit here as they approach, you know, just getting closer and closer to halfway, because they've still got another 50 or so minutes to go. Maybe now go for points would really be a good idea.
Oh, and again, do you blame the hooker for that one, or do you blame the lead runner there?
Nah, that was the hooker's fault. He should know better than that. That was borderline intentional forward passes. Morrison's taken the Cowboys off the hook here.
Yep, so Monkey there, breathing a massive sigh of relief, because if that had gone any further, it could have been 24-0. As we got Marshall playing it just shy of the 40. Iron back on the inside to Monkey. Oh, cheeky offload as Phillips almost gets around, but makes it up to the 50, playing it there for his third. Iron back on the inside again to Monkey, playing the exact same play, but not getting the same result. And the Cowboys finding it really hard to make meters here. Iron back on the inside. Marshall smashed. 3 inside plays, and the Dolphins knew what was coming that time. Kicking it deep. And Cambolo. Strong return, but some good Cowboy defense.
Yeah, the Cowboys, they didn't make too many meters there after the intercept from Morrison. As I say, the Lachlan Cox is going to make a lot of meters here. But yeah, nothing too impressive from the Cowboys in that set. They just kept on trying the trick play on the inside ball. Like, if you try the same trick 3 times in a row, it's just going to be an absolute treat for the Dolphins defense. They're going to know exactly what you're going to throw at them. So it didn't really look like they had much planned there. And they're just looking very destructured in their attack at the moment.
Yeah, and by the end of this, as Seymour gets around one, but almost gets on inside of Dingo, and they're about to have an attacking kick. Most likely a bomb, but you never know when it comes off the boot here. Wells kicking it up. Kicking it strong. Deuce coming down. But that lovely green hair takes him, and the Cowboys forced to play it in their 10.
Yeah, not a bad spot to hand the ball over there. Almatangi was coming through for the ball, and he just left in the end. Let Lucas Deuce have it. I thought maybe he was scared of giving an error away. And probably a good idea, because they're really fighting their way out of their own end now, and it's going to fatigue them very quickly for their next set of defense.
And they're definitely fighting out. They're not even at their 30 yet, and it's 4th tackle. So the Cowboys not finding it very easy to go at all. The Dolphins taking last week personally. 5th tackle, not even at their 40 yet. As Iron boots it, tries to get it out, and Seymour returns it from his 30. Gets round 1 and plays it there on his 50. Excellent field position there, and the Cowboys have 10 minutes to make sure that this doesn't balloon out even further.
Yeah, and it just seems like the Dolphins have done their homework on the Cowboys. They saw that the Cowboys had more time in possession last round against the Sharks, and they've just decided to completely deplete them of that. You know, they kept it to a close result and still lost, even with the majority of possession. So they've just thought, if we don't give them the ball at all, then they're not going to be able to get any points on the board. It's quite a clever tactic from Snicko, bro, and they're just putting a whole lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, those halftime stats, to see what the weight of possession is like, as Dingo takes it calmly, gets around the first line of defence and almost gets around Almatangi before he's put down 15 metres out from his own line. Morrison out, working his way through, gets about 10 metres, plays it there for a second. Iron on the out to Sinclair, bumps off one, can't really get too much further. Sinclair playing it there. And Sinclair off the bench has been fairly solid all season for the Cowboys, so hopefully he can have a bit more of an impact in the next 6 or 7 minutes, Will.
Yeah, hopefully it's Chaz Dingo now, and I just don't think he's been as impactful this game as I'd like him to be, especially if I was from a coaching perspective for the Cowboys. He really hasn't done much. He needs to get involved in this game. Almatangi, Chris Lord, the two men I named at the start, they've been involved. They're part of the reason the Cowboys are up, so the Dolphins are up, and maybe this will help a bit the Cowboys, but Chaz Dingo needs to get involved in this set here.
Yeah, that was absolutely great kick chase there from the Cowboys, and Seymour almost got around, but was shepherded straight over the sideline there by Deuce, I think.
Yeah, it was Lucas Deuce.
Yep. So, let's see if the Cowboys can turn some of their woes around tonight, playing it there for their first, just shy of the 20. Raymond out to Dingo, all the way out to Kelly, but Kelly's met strongly there, playing it there second for his 15. Jamison on Sinclair on to Marshall, pushing it forward, working its way through the forward, spreading it wide, back on the inside to Iron, to Monkey, but Monkey's met handily and buried there 3 metres out. Fourth tackle. Iron back on the inside. Oh! I'm going to have to watch the replay. That was a bit of a trick there.
It looked like a falcon from Jacob Morrison. I'm not entirely sure. Chris Lord not happy with the referee, saying that it's a knock-on. It's definitely come off his head, bobbled into a Dolphins player, and then being recollected. It's a good try there for the Cowboys. And they get on the board, but that was really quite peculiar.
Yeah, it had to come from a Dolphins mistake and almost a Cowboys mistake, but the footy gods smiled a little bit and given the Cowboys 6 points just before halftime. So a 12-point deficit, if you have to go in by a deficit, is not going to be as painful as 18. We've got 5 more minutes left to see what happens.
I don't know, a 12-point deficit or an 18-point deficit can be quite painful, as I learnt last week, AMAC going into halftime. So the Cowboys, they're going to need to come out firing in the second half, because against a side like the Dolphins, we know what they're like in that start of that second half. They've got players coming on that can make big moves, they can make big changes. Mav Keller comes on at lock, Declan Connell at prop. They've got that extra speed, that freshness around the middle, and they just seem to always rip and tear through their defenses on the opposition. So they need to be ready for the challenge and prepared for what's coming in that first 20-25 minutes of the second half.
Definitely. As Phillips tries to work it up the blind side and it's buried there on the 40. We might see a strong kick here, so hold on to your horses. No, we don't.
I mean, it was strong
time.
kick into Jordan Marshall's back. But if the Dolphins score here, I think we know where Irons... that one was Irons' fault. That player did not move into his line. Iron just kicked it straight into his back. So I think they'll be training that out of their game at the captain's run next week.
And I can see Monkey there already with the whips ready to go. As Segarini plays it here, McCuzzy pushing forward, playing it there, 5 meters out from this line. Third tackle. Back across to Snow, out to Shack Attack. Shack Attack pushing. Oh, onto his back. Don't need to check. Let's just keep it going. Playing it there for his fourth. Over across to McCuzzy again. Not a lot of enterprising ball here from the Dolphins, trying to work their way through the middle with not a lot of effort here.
Oh!
Almatangi, take a bow.
Well, there we go. Finally, Hugh Snow puts it on the ground like I wanted him to do in that first kick that he did. That is beautiful there. Hugh Snow put him on the ground, beats a couple defenders. Almatangi out on the right. Morrison can't come across and make the tackle. And that is just textbook there from the Dolphins. Beautiful stuff, and they'll go into the sheds with an 18-point lead at halftime, making it all that bit more difficult for this Cowboys side.
24-6 at half-time. Not quite beating the clock, but definitely a massive effort here from the Dolphins. They'll have a couple of touches up with the ball, but you'd think they'd try to massage this and not really make too many errors and let the Cowboys try to claw that back with this last little touch here.
Well, that's the key, isn't it, Anthony? Let the other team come to you. They don't want to be, going too hard, throwing the ball around too much, getting too cocky, because that is when errors come out. That is when the Cowboys thrive. They just need to be conservative and, execute when the chance arises. They don't need to go out and find their own success. They just need to let it come to them.
As Raymond boots it down for hopefully the last time of this half, and Balbroa back on the field, rushing it up as fast as he can and making some great meters, playing it there on the 20. 1 minute left until half time. Lord out to McCuzzy. Met strong, pushing up for his 30. Wells out to Snow, all the way out to Amatangi again. Pulls one of the attackers, but the other one has him strong. Ole out to Balbroa again. He is going to hold the ball as much as he possibly can, playing it there for his 4th. And this will probably be the last of it as McCuzzy takes it, and we won't quite get to our kick. There goes the hooter. We'll see you after the break. And welcome back to the second half of this electrifying match between the Dolphins and the Cowboys. Dolphins currently leading 24 to the Cowboys 6. And Will, those halftime stats definitely told the story of the night.
Yeah, they sure did. The Dolphins going into the halftime sheds with 60% possession. For 61% possession. The Cowboys only getting that 39. They haven't been able to do much with the ball. Chaz Dingo on about, I think it was 70 odd meters at halftime. It was pretty bad from him. And then, his counterpart...
47 meters.
47, sorry, I thought it was 74. 47. So even worse. His counterpart, Tyler Amatangi, was 140 plus. So, yeah, really not good signs early on. They made 5 errors compared to the Dolphins 2. Made 25 more tackles. It was not looking up. It's looking quite grim for them at halftime.
Yeah, the Dolphins, even when the Cowboys have had the ball, they've had their check and they've had their defense going. So the Cowboys, if they're not the first to score, we could almost say that the game is over. But they've had a great defensive start to this half, and hopefully that starts turning things around.
And here's Kobe Kelly.
This run from Kelly will help. And he's almost getting away there, but he just gets brought down short of the 20. An excellent run there from Kelly as Devon breaks his way through, passes on the inside, and Saltner. The bench centers combining for a lovely attack.
Yeah, Jalen Saltner there, just coming on, doing a great job at prop to score, and he's playing only 20 minutes tonight. He'd be happy he scored. I think he may have scored either last week or the week before. And just getting over the line, that's going to be a big help there. Kobe Kelly, beautiful run on the kick return. Kieran Wells, I didn't realize he had that much leg in him, but he's brought him down. And the Dolphins just weren't prepared. I said at halftime, the Cowboys needed to come out firing. They were probably listening, or someone was, because that was a very good start to their second half.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what Monkey said in the halftime break to make them scared enough to put that sort of effort in.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say half the word, but he's gone ape poop, shall we say, Justin Monkey. He's probably not happy with how his team performed in that first half. I mean, it's not a very bold statement at all. They were pretty bad. They need to keep this momentum going now. They don't need to score every set, but they need to make sure they complete. No more kicking into the back of your props. And just making sure that when you have that opportunity, you make the most of it. They didn't do that in the first half, and it cost them 24 points. They need to start clicking here as a team.
Yep, and for the first time in the match, All momentum has swung towards the Cowboys as we're trying to work our way up. Jamison almost getting to the 50, playing it there for his 4th. Dingo sliding into dummy half there. Scott over the half. And the Cowboys, a solid attempt after points. Going to try to use their boot to keep... No, that was a horrible kick. A Snow. Didn't even have to run far at all.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking there. And
Ooh.
No, it's going to be play on. I thought they put the ball down there. But, yeah, shocking kick there. Oh, I think it was Levi Raymond. And their kicking game has got them in a whole lot of trouble tonight. They really just give it to anyone else. I think Justin Monkey could kick at this point. Give it to Tom Jamison to just boot, or Craig Hustler, anyone. Literally, Eddie Devon, anyone could do a better job. That's a good pass. Oh.
And Jamison is off. And he's lost one, but he's brought down on the 50, and he's almost saved the Cowboys again for the night. So don't turn away, because the moment we start looking, the ball changes over and they're off again. As Saltner playing it there on his 40. Morrison pushing it up, playing it there for his 3rd. Coming it up on out, Iron, out to Raymond. Good post-contact meters, almost getting to his 20. At the end of this, the Cowboys should have a good attacking kick back on the inside to Kelly. Forced to play it there on his 20, but still in range for a good attacking kick, probably high up in the air. Raymond, not too far, not too deep, but he chases his own kick, grabs it, and plays it there on his 20. And that comes to the end of that set there.
Well, a bit of a nothing kick there from Levi Raymond, and I think that's probably the most nothing kick I've ever seen. Putting it up high for yourself, coming down with the ball, and then not offloading it, not getting the ball away, not putting a second kick in. There was just nothing going on in that play, and like I said, the Cowboys, they didn't make the most of their opportunities. That starts with anyone but Mark Iron and Levi Raymond kicking. Anyone. Please.
As the Dolphins have managed 31 metres gain to just get over into the Cowboys half, and they're going to be forced to do a punt kick. So if we kick it to Kelly, we might just have another chance. But no, they've chosen a worse person to kick it to. But the Dolphins, they're able to hold Dingo and not let him get away. So yeah, Dingo is not having a good night tonight, is he, Will?
He's been extremely ineffective, Chaz Dingo, tonight, and it really pains me to say. We haven't seen any of that Origin form that he was in, and the club form that he was in during that time. He's not playing well tonight. He's just having a bit of a shocker, and with that, he's just put his team in a tough position time and time again. His defense has been okay, but his attack, it's two-dimensional. It's one-dimensional either. He's just running in a line. He's got no movement. He's got no creativity like he usually does, and it's very sad to see.
As Connell works this up to play it just shy of the 30 for his 3rd. Ole out to Hustler, almost tries to put the cheeky step on, but they read it and he's brought down 25 out from the line. Cox sees a gap, runs through the gap, and he's over. Cox, 2nd of the night.
Beautiful stuff there from Lachlan Cox. Is that his 2nd of the night? Well, that will make some Muzbetters very happy. Just crossing over with the double at 2nd row. We saw it happen in Origin 1 when all that time ago when he was playing for Queensland at the start of the season. And we've seen it now. He just burned Chaz Dingo on the inside and blazes past him. Very confident try there from young Lachlan Cox, who has just had a breakout season at 2nd row. Chaz Dingo, I said his defense wasn't bad, but mate, he's got nothing really backing him in this game now. It's going to be a dramatic turn of events if he somehow turns this game around for the Cowboys, because he is their main man.
Yeah, and all that momentum, a dagger in the heart there from Lachlan Cox to the Cowboys, 30 points to 12. So it's still mathematically possible, but the Cowboys have got to do something, and they've got to do it quick.
They sure do. 28 minutes is not when you want to be 18 points down. This Dolphins defense is one of the hardest to crack in the competition. They're very highly rated. I think their points against are like 5th. Yes, they're 5th best defense You look at the Cowboys, they're like 7th. So 2 tough teams in defensively, but the Cowboys haven't looked like it tonight. On the contrary to that, one of the best attacking teams in the comp once again is the Dolphins. So they need to really find some structure in their defense now, because if they stop bleeding points, maybe they can turn it around. If they don't stop bleeding points, I mean, we all know what's going to happen. Is Chaz Dingo almost getting away there?
Yeah, that was looking dangerous if it wasn't the Eagle there to cover up. It almost had Almatangi turned off and all over the place. So, a bit more of a better effort from the Cowboys as a really dangerous pass and another offload. It looks like the Cowboys have finally started to turn up.
Yeah, looked a bit more dangerous now in this set as Jalen Saltner taking up the ball.
Hang it there for his 4th. Iron back on the outside to Devon, and Devon's met hard, but he plays it there on his 20, and the Cowboys might be able to get an attacking kick in here. Oh, he's able to get a grubber off, but Snow reads it really quickly and grabs it, plays it there on his 20.
It's an improvement there from Mark Iron. Oh. Yeah, sorry, it's an improvement there from Mark Iron, but not really any chase there from the Cowboys. They just seem like no one's steering the ship at the moment.
And in about 4 minutes, we should have our first interchanges, so maybe that might breathe a bit of life back into the Cowboys' attack. As the Dolphins playing it on the 30, 2 tackles left in this set. Connell makes it to his 20, and that should give the Dolphins a chance for a kick. But we'll see what Snow can do for us as he puts it high and puts it far, and Chapman grabs it, but is not able to get any further. The Cowboys forcing their way out of their half yet again.
Yeah, a good kick there, well placed from Hugh Snow, and it's all about the pressure game now. They did in the first half when they got to a big lead. They've retained that lead. They're still 18 points up. Just keep on pinning it in the corner every time. Even if you turn it over there, it's okay, because they will back their defense any day of the week. You ask Snicko Bro what his main thing is in this team, it's usually going to be his answer, defense, depending on his mood on the day, but most of the time it is going to be immense defensive pressure. You said that in a couple minutes the subs will be coming on. I don't know if that's a good thing if you're a Cowboys player, because the subs that are coming on are Snicko Bro and Stace to Pace. So it's probably not going to be a fun time for the next 20 minutes if you're whoever the subs are. I'm assuming it would be Jake Scott coming back on, probably? And an unknown other number.
No, Scott's out there still. Goes, as Cox is trying for his 3rd. Offloads it to Snow, and Snow plays
Murray and
here
Ford.
on the 10. Murray and Ford.
Ball.
Oh, Devon dives on the ball like it's a weight of gold and saves an almost certain try there. Absolutely epic there from the Cowboys.
Yeah, good stuff there. And Jackson Chapman just overrunning his line a little bit. It was supposed to be the long ball out to Bunty Cambolo by the looks of it. Oh, sorry, Logan Seymour by the looks of it. Just didn't pay. Oh, my goodness. The Cowboys, they just can't. They're not doing themselves any favors at the moment, really.
No, as we see the subs run off for the Dolphins and back on then. So, again, we now have 2 of the strongest forwards as a long pass out to the Pace. He's he's in. Must bet 3.
Oh, I'm speechless, Anthony. That is great stuff there from the Dolphins. It was a beautiful Hail Mary pass to Stace to Pace. Found him right on the chest. And I love to see a big fella like him. He's just the Incredible Hulk. Stace to Pace in a bit of open space is just an entertaining sight. And I don't know what you're doing if you're Chaz Dingo, how you're not catching someone that legitimately moves like a World War I tank. Oh my. Kieran Wells needs to learn a kick. Jeez. That is shocking. That's a shocker there from Wells. But yeah, Dingo, I don't know what he's doing at the back. Beautiful pass though to Stace to Pace. Love to see it.
I think there'll be a lot of shell-shocked fans out there. A lot of very happy bettors, of course, who've been betting responsibly and been absolutely reaming the bank for their money's worth. But we were talking earlier, Will, No one at this point in time has tipped Dolphins 19 plus. So I don't know what Snicko put in the Gatorade this morning, but they have been on fire.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not what the usual answer is when someone puts something in the Gatorade and they perform like this. Snicko, bro, he's just led his team very well tonight. I'd like to see him probably get over for a try because he played so well last week, and it'd be very, very entertaining to see him score again. They've been clinical tonight, the Dolphins. It's very hard to fault them in a couple aspects of their game. They were probably a little bit too liberal throwing the ball around, but it doesn't matter. You're up 18 points. Who cares? And I think that's the approach they took. They've been just playing so well, and are just chancing their arm, seeing what they're capable of as they go into the final series.
And it might sound weird that we're already calling it, but we are, 17 minutes out and a 22-point lead. So hopefully the viewers will forgive us just a little bit for being a little bit sure about how this is going to end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the Dolphins giving up from here, unless the Cowboys show up to play in the last 15 minutes. Be interesting to only show up in the last 15 minutes of a game, but stranger things have happened. Cowboys, they were in a similar position last week, so I wouldn't be too shocked.
And Morrison playing it there for his 5th. Heading it back to Iron. Boots it high. Really high, but there is no one chasing. But at least they're able to take Almatangi and stop him from running off up the sideline. So the Dolphins working it way out deep.
Yeah, and how good has Tyler Almatangi been tonight for the Dolphins? He's been very, very stellar in attack. He's just able to break the line, make those meters, make those hard yards, and set his team up with a nice platform to get some points on the board. He scored a try of his own. He's been really stellar tonight, and he's been a key to their success.
Yeah. Now, whilst we've got the chance here, Will, who is the highest performing Dolphin on the SimVP list when we turned it off, I should say? None of the behind secret door stuff.
I believe it was Chris Lord who was on the top of the ladder in general, from memory. So it'd probably be Chris Lord. Up there would also probably be Lachlan Cox and Igor Maikazi, both having very good seasons. And Almatangi would be up there as well. So it would be Chris Lord, top performer, probably followed by Maikazi, Almatangi, and Cox in that order.
Well, that's going to be a very interesting run home with two games left to go, because Lord hasn't been the standout tonight. It's been the rest of the Dolphins around him doing absolutely fantastic work.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was not the kick.
Oh, I think that the halves tonight, they've been watching my Manly highlights a bit too much, if you could call them highlights. Oh, jeez.
As Maikazi just playing it over the 40 for his 3rd. Wells off to Ole, off to Almatangi. Starting to get a bit tired, the lanky young man there, playing it there on his 30. Cox short to Hustler. Hustler breaks through the line, but he can't get past Dingo. And the Dolphins about to have another attempt at a strong attacking kick. Off to Lord, boots it high. But Dingo. He can't get past Dingo, and the Cowboys have a 7-tackle set.
Yeah, and if you actually looked in the back play there, Snicko was checked by a Cowboys defender as he was trying to run through, slowing down his run a bit. Still making it all the way through, but yeah, Chaz Dingo got off lucky there. His team almost given a penalty away, but just some pretty awful defense from the Cowboys to let the Dolphins get that close to the line. And of course, the awful kick.
And we say that, a 7-tackle set, they're only not even up to their 40 yet with 3 tackles. So the Dolphins are not letting the foot off the neck anytime soon. Not even into the other half, and it's 4th tackle. So, borderline pass there. Playing it on their 50. I've never seen a 7-tackle set only just get to the 50-meter line there. Oh.
Drop him. Drop him. Drop him.
Oh.
What is that? That's I mean, Mark Iron, a former teammate of mine, of course I have a lot of love for him, but he's having one of the all-time worst half performances tonight. I think he's done that 3 times now, where he's just kicked it straight into the back of his own player. I mean, I'd give him one off, which probably wasn't his fault, which was really close to the line. But the others, he's not been good. He's given penalties away. He hasn't really set anything up. And the few, instances where he got really close to the line and dangerous, it was a very easy read anyway. So getting off the hook here, the Cowboys, luckily. But I mean, I don't know where you put Mark Iron next week, but they need to change something. He's been good. He's been hot and cold. He's been good for most of the season, but stuff like this, leading into finals, if you play a finals game like that, it's not going to end pretty.
No, and they've got 0 tackle, so a little bit of footy luck there. The Cowboys, as you said earlier in the night, Will, they've got the Knights next week, so definitely not an easy match. And after tonight's efforts, and possibly with a couple of other results going against them this week, they might be struggling to stay in the top 4.
Yeah, they very well could be, which is quite interesting to say. You know, we're in the second last round of the season. They're sitting in first. If a couple results go against them here and there, they could very well be sitting in 4th or 5th, or even I think they can go as low as 6th actually. So,
yep, 6th.
There you go. It's really not a good sign. And I mean, Chaz Dingo, I've been hounding him all night, straight in touch. We're not even caring at this point. We don't expect much from them in this game. They obviously took the Melbourne Storm approach when we played the Broncos last week.
And
same margin
Dolphins,
as well.
same margin. So if the Dolphins put another one on, they'll be doing it purely for the dagger, purely for their own chances of that minor premiership. The Dolphins currently sitting in 5th. Depending on how the Storm play tomorrow, the day after, the Dolphins might find themselves in first by the end of things. I'm getting a bit tongue-tied.
Yeah, they very well could, and I mean, that'd be great to see them on the top. I mean, they've been on top for a while during the season, lost a couple games here and there, sees them sitting at about 5th at the moment. I think after this game, they'll probably be on the top until the Storm play tomorrow night, meaning that I think that'd be right, yes, or near the top.
Yep.
Yeah, because Cowboys don't play, Sharks don't play, and yeah, so they'd be pretty much on the top. Not something you see every season. A team come in and place first. Very impressive from Snicko Bro, how he's been doing this season.
Yep. And all hats off to the man. He's had, not just himself, he's had an excellent leadership position around him. It's very hard not to do well when you've got Chris Lord in your team, but you can't fault any of the other leadership in the Dolphins club. So with 2 minutes or so left in the match, I imagine this is probably going to be our scoreline heading into our full-time buzzer.
I would love a Cowboys try, because I took 9-18, but apart from that, and my own self-interest, I think this is probably going to be the final score. They've been terrific tonight, the Dolphins.
We almost had a...
Jeez.
As we almost had a Dolphins mistake just then, so Snicko taking it up. Not quite getting over its 50, so the Cowboys will have the last touch of the football tonight and that last chance to get that last try. Snow booting it down for a Caleb J return. Gets around one, but he can't get past that cover defense. And the Cowboys with just over a minute, I should say, as Jamison. They're throwing everything they can at this. They need to get another point across. They need to get the deficit back down. That for and against could mean the difference between a home final and an also-ran final. As we got Scott, short ball out to Murray, playing it for the 4th. 20 seconds left to go. Got to play it fast. Raymond out to Dingo. Kelly tries to get through, but he can't. And we got the 5th and last, but we're not going to get to it. The Dolphins, emphatic win against the Cowboys here at their home away from home, Suncorp Stadium, 34-12.
Yeah, just amazing performance from the Dolphins. They were stellar tonight against their opposition. The home fans, they're very happy with this result. It's a Queensland derby. You always want to stand up high, and as the home team, they did exactly that. 34-12 against who were previously on the top of the ladder. They've had a great season, and they've just backed it up there with a great performance to see them ranked pretty highly going into the finals.
And those stats, they tell everything about the night. They had 60% possession at the beginning of the night, and the Cowboys were able to claw a little bit of that back, but the Dolphins, they just had far too much ball, and they gave nothing to the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of these stats. I'm looking at completions in particular. They had 10 more completions than the Cowboys. Cowboys had 9 errors. How do you expect to win a game with 9 errors? I mean, the Dolphins, they had their fair share as well. They had 5. It wasn't a perfect game from them, but they just made those errors because they just let their foot off the gas a little bit. They were getting a bit creative, just chancing their arm. The Cowboys, in a losing side, you can't have that many errors, and it was a big contribution to why they lost tonight. Similarly, I mean, you look at the missed tackles. Dolphins had more line breaks, but very similar tackles, about 60 odd more for the Cowboys. Not much in the missed tackles and the line breaks separating these two teams, so there's no reason that the Cowboys couldn't have been right in it, if not for the time in possession, the completions, and the amount of tackles they had to do as a result of that. And I just like to correct myself, 40 odd, not 60 odd. I can't count tonight for some reason. 40 odd tackles.
The stats are going to tell a story. There, yep, Almatungi, 233, 7 line breaks, a try to his name. Absolutely fantastic knock there from the fullback.
Yeah, he was terrific tonight, Tyler Almatungi.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You go, Will.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say Almatungi was great tonight. 7 line breaks. You just like to point out probably my man of the match. Well, apart from Almatungi, it would have been Kieran Wells, 4 try assists. His kicking was pretty good as well. He got 5 out of 6, 25 tackles. He missed 3. But he was very good tonight, I thought, at hooker for the Dolphins, and he was leading them around the park.
Yeah, and that forward pack from the Dolphins, almost all of them getting as high. Mike Hussey, 191. Wells, even with the hooker stats, 182. Chris Lord, 135. Cox, 130. Stepace, 122. Balbroa, almost making it to 100. So for a prop, that's admirable. But those Dolphins forwards were absolutely slaying it out there.
Yeah, they sure were. We'll move on to the Cowboys here.
Jamison, 210. 4 tackle breaks, 4 line breaks. He tried his best. He did what he could. But Dingo, it's not often you see Dingo kept to 112 run meters for the night. 16 tackles, only 3 line breaks. The Cowboys... the Dolphins definitely had Dingo's number tonight.
Yeah, they sure did. He really struggled to get in this game at all. And it showed out there. They were missing him. He didn't do really anything in attack. He ran 112 meters. My question is when? He just didn't feel like he was in that game. It felt like they just played in attack without a fullback, and he just went on the field when they were defending.
Yep, and... Again, you look at the run meters, not a lot of run meters from the Cowboys along the track. Kelly, only 100. Scott, 109 is not too bad for his 54 minutes. Monkey did his best, 120. But there's just no line breaks. There's no real chance to attack. So the Cowboys, they turned up and they tried their best, but the Dolphins just suffocated them with that defense.
Yeah, and it's... not a good sign going to the finals. They haven't got an easy game against the Knights next week. So they need to, shape up, and they need to shape up well because the Knights, they're going to be playing very hard next week to make that 8. So the Cowboys, they need to be ready, and they can't put another performance like this out.
No, where on the other hand, the Dolphins, they're up against the Sharks next week. So another massive game that'll help steel them and get them ready for finals footy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that brings it to us for tonight. I've been AMAC, here with Will. The Dolphins, 34-12 victors over the Cowboys.